Alright guys, what's going on? Hippie here. So on today's video I'm going to do a little bit of a kind of like a review, just some talking points really on a couple of different starter kits. What I'm going to do is over the course of the next couple of weeks I'm going to go through Covert Instruments, Southern Specialties, Multi-Pick, and Sparrows for what I would consider their starter kits. I did reach out to Aaron from Southern Specialties to talk about what he would consider one of his starter kits or whatever. Really, this is just kind of me wanting to talk about some of the jumping off points that you have whenever you're first getting into lock sport, right? So I'm going to start off with Covert Instruments. A lot of people seem to be going to them first, that or Sparrows. I have a Sparrows beginner set coming in, so as soon as it gets here, I will make sure that I get that included. So what I have sitting in front of me right now is Covert Instruments FNG kit. So this is exactly how it's going to come to you. It might come in a little bit different style accordion case, whatever you want to call this. They do come like together, so it's not just slopping around in there, right? And you get an acrylic lock as well. So you'll get one of their $5 off cards that is inside with the acrylic lock. And inside of the case, you get a 20,000 short hook, 20,000 quint rake, and a 40,000 bottom / top of keyway turner, so a 2-in-1 turner tool. I would say that this is a pretty good jumping off point. I'm not gonna lie, you can get pretty far with the FNG kit, especially through the majority of master lock, right? Really before you start getting up into the the higher picking areas. Honestly, because it's a 2-in-1, you could probably actually get away with going, let's just test this out, right? You do have to go a little bit different with how you're holding it, right? But that gets you all the way up to blue belt right there. Being able, really, it's just about having a functioning turning tool, making sure that you're going to get the correct tension whenever you're going through and you're picking. Yeah, the pick has to be able to fit into the keyway as well. But I mean, pack 20 or 98 Pro 200K lock, 40,000 2-in-1 right there. Being able to go top of keyway is going to make it work just fine. And a 20,000 short hook, I mean, you've still got plenty of keyway to get in and do exactly what you need to do. It is going to take a little bit of different type of learning when it comes to applying pressure, especially when it comes to your thumb. Just because this one doesn't have that the teeth on it, makes it tensioning this way a little bit more difficult. So anyways, I'm not going to sit here too long messing around with that kind of stuff, especially when I'm just trying to, talk to you guys about these kits. So this one right here is $12. Show you guys a little picture up in the upper corner, what it's going to look like on their website. Now, for what is it, $13 more, but you're not getting this. You can get the Genesis set. So you can get, they're going to be in 25 thou instead of 20, but you get short hook, medium, quad, quint, and all three sizes for their 2-in-1 turners, along with their case. So if you're looking to spend just a little bit of extra money, but you don't get a practice lock with it, this is the way that I would go personally. Yeah, these do an amazing job at showing you your internals, how your lifts work, everything like that. But I think if you're getting into the hobby, you've seen enough videos and you've seen people with cutouts, stuff like that, to where you can actually see the functioning of the pins. The biggest thing is just getting a feel for where the pins are. Here's the problem though. Looking at this isn't really going to justify not just bumping up and getting this guy, right? Because the pin size between, here, I'll use my 2 green belts. The pin size between a 90A and an American 1100 are vastly different. Cores look the same, all that stuff. The pins are way smaller in an 1100. So with that being said, your feel for the lock is that much more different. So because of that, getting one of these, starting off, like I said, it does serve its purpose. But for just a little bit of extra money, you'll go to this one right here. So I purchased the FNG kit. I've purchased the Genesis set. The Genesis set that is currently in this one, though, without these, right? These are purchased by me. These right here were a gift from Covert. Whenever I hit my 250 subscribers, they gave me one set to give away, one set for me to keep. It's got my logo engraved on one side. So I just want to be transparent with everybody that this set right here was a gift. I do have my own Genesis set over there. I also have my own Echelon set up over here as well. But that's not a beginner set. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. So once I get all of my kits together, I will be doing a full side-by-side comparison for all of them. As of right now, I'm just going to do each individual video showing you guys my thoughts on this stuff. Like I said, the FNG kit is a great way to start off. It's not terrible for $12 minus the shipping. You can't really go wrong with this. I mean, hell, you get this stuff right here. You go out, you spend another $6 or $7 on a Master Lock 3. And you have an amazing starter kit. You really do. But like I said, you do an extra $13. Gosh. You do an extra $13, right? You get the Genesis set. You don't get the clear lock. But once again, you go out, you spend an extra $6 or something like that. You get yourself a number 3 to go along with it, and yeah, works out good. So what I'm going to start doing, guys, is with this other kit coming from Sparrows, I'm going to do side-by-side comparison for starter kits, and then I'm going to work my way through a couple of different areas. So starter kits being the first one, I will talk about pinning mats at some point in time. I plan on getting a Sparrows pinning mat, and probably one other one, just because I've got 2 lockjaws that they have to compete against. So, and if you guys couldn't tell, I use my lockjaw mats quite a bit. I have this one set up over here. My other one's set up right over there in my pinning area. So, hopefully you guys enjoy. The content that's going to be coming, like I said, these are just going to be my recommendations. Anything that I have not purchased, I will be disclosing to you guys. I have bought pretty much every single pick that I have. Southern Specialties has been amazing. They have hooked me up with quite a bit. So with that being said, the beginner kit that's coming from them, or what I'm going to put together that would be in their beginner kit, those were gifted to me. So, but I am going to stay as non-biased as I can and give you guys my honest feedback on everything. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you are getting into the hobby, Covert Instruments FNG kit or Genesis set, highly recommended. Go out, grab yourself one. Like I said, if you go and get the Genesis, you get a step up in the case department immediately. You go from being a tube to being an actual pick case. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed. Happy picking, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.